Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. We're here with Inti Campo.
Hello, people. How are you?
And man, that was a little bit of technical difficulties, but we got that resolved. Today's show, we're going to be talking about a hedge fund that was a little bit late to the party, and Bitcoin dumping and NFT pumping. And also, we're going to be talking about what's going to be next to pop. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but hey, we got it fixed, and on we go. So let's get on with the show and move on to Bitcoin first, right?
Are you forgetting something?
Oh yes, we got to talk about the little disclaimer that you've got to mention.
Yes. As always, people, it's worth to remind you that this video is for entertainment purposes only, and this is not financial advice. Please do your own research before putting any of your hard-earned money on the market.
Oh boy. Alrighty, so Bitcoin is not listening to the Go to Moon song, but hey, at least now on the 4 hour, right? We turned around. I was talking to Chris as we're doing our video, our evergreen video, and I was saying that on this hourly candle, if we didn't turn around, right, if this candle did not close higher, it was going to be absolute disaster, because it would have pushed this thing into what's it called? It would have been lower, this low on the indicator, and that indicator would have said, okay, well, we got more further downside, and because it didn't do that, I was like, oh, thank God. Let's see what happens on the MACD. Yeah, the MACD wouldn't have been that much relevant. But at least that indicates that, hey, you know what? Price is going to turn around here. Not only that, overall, we have like a hidden divergence thanks to the colored coins. You can see that we've got this white hot. You can see how the color is white hot down here, and the color is white. This is a part calculation with RSI. And because we are pushing the white hot movement downwards right here, and not so much, and it's up downward down here, it's white as hot down here, but then also you can see how it's red here. Well, now that creates a divergence. Even though that's a little bit lower there, it creates a divergence. And let me just get rid of those fibs there. It created a hidden divergence between here and there, so that's also a positive sign as well. Of course, I don't know if you've heard Willy Woo. Let's see if I have that brought up here. Willy Woo saying that, hey, you know what? I ain't seeing. He's not seeing this sell-off as real people actually taking their money, putting it on exchange and selling it. So that's always a good thing, right? I'm happy about that. I think maybe this might be the turnaround, the turning point for Bitcoin, where we don't see below 10,000 ever again. Who knows? Maybe not. But so far on the 4 hour, that looks absolutely fantastic. All right, let's go quickly take a look at the daily before we move on to Ethereum, and then we'll see what's going on daily and move to Ethereum. Oh no, don't like that. I have these things called the SAR, the SAR, the Lucid SARs, and basically it's used for like commodities, so that you can tell when markets like are in a bear trend or bull trend. And what the market tends to do a lot with the SARs, as I've been studying this, because it's just recently I started looking into the Lucid SAR. And after I took a trip to the Tonvez with Financial Summit, he was the one who introduced me to the Lucid SAR. I noticed that a lot of times when we get close to the Lucid SAR but don't break it, and things look bullish, that's not it's not a point where you want to go long just yet. What happens is it tends to, like, you can see that we're bouncing off of the Lucid SAR, and even if we were to go higher, for example, what would happen is some point in time is that we'd have like a big dump to wipe out this SAR and then go higher, some sort of like scam wick. So I'm going to expect a scam wick now, looking at this on the daily, that breaks this SAR before we actually start going higher. That's because this is basically saying, hey, it's bullish, right? Because when the ZARs are actually on the bottom, it's bullish. When they're at the top, it's bearish. So yeah, you can see how it's bearish, and then it breaks, and then it comes back down, and then it turns it, obviously breaks it and says, hey, now we're turning bullish. But then, because, markets are basically oscillating, right? It tends to actually break this and then go higher. So let's just see how that turns out. Okay, quickly, let's head back. Let's head over to, ooh, wow, darn. Ethereum. I was looking at this morning, and remember how I said, okay, well, this Davo, right? And it was looking like really good, this Davo. And all of a sudden, it's just turned on. It's a dime, really. Let's see here. Why did it turn so quickly? Did we have a divergence? That's really interesting how it turned so quickly on. Yeah, a little bit of a divergence here, but not for it to turn on a dime like it did here. That's amazing how it did that. And let me just shrink that down. And so yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that we didn't have like one last test down here and then go higher. That's very shocking. As you can see, we broke the ZAR, and so I really think that this thing is going to go a lot higher before we actually retest this other lucid ZAR. But who knows? You might get a Darth Maul candle and wipe out both the longs and the shorts before this thing goes a lot higher. That's very interesting for Ethereum. Usually Ethereum goes into the Christmas time in a bearish stance. But I know we got a few more months to go. Like, we got at least 3 more months to go before we can really say what Ethereum wants to do. It could actually go a lot higher before it goes into a bear mode into the Christmas time frame. All right, let's just wait and see. This thing looks like it wants to turn around. Before we go on to the news articles for the day, let's see where we are with the trend line. We've broken a long-term trend line. And that has indicated that Ethereum is in a bullish stance. But it's broken it before, and it stayed, and it came back to it. And so it's not the end of the world. So it might do that again. And it looks like it wants to come back and test the top of the trend line. So I wouldn't count this as a bullish stance just yet. I think maybe we could end up turning this Davo might work out after all, because it's retesting the top of that trend line, and should it fail, it will probably come back down here. All right, but the problem is, right, then if it continues too far, looking at the daily, if we break this line here, yeah, it's adios muchachos. That's why they're defending it. Yeah, if we go breaking down through 306, I think it is $306.68. Wow, I'm surprised it's not 666. Okay. Yeah, that's it. That would probably break us down all the way down to the 280 mark, and that's why they're defending it. Okay. Well, with that said, let's move on to before we go on to the news of the day, man. Bitcoin dominance first. Let's talk about First, talk about the Dixie, right? The Dixie, right, is which is the U.S. dollar index, and it's basically a measurement of a basket of currency. So when you look at this Dixie, don't think of it as, oh yeah, the dollar is getting stronger. That means I'm getting more value for my dollar. No. You're getting your more value for your dollar against other currencies. So sometimes this translates into other markets such as gold, Bitcoin, and the stock market as well. But it kind of tricks you a little bit. We could see that the Dixie wants to come up to the 61.8, so you could expect more strength in the dollar before we actually roll over. So somewhere around here before it actually decides to roll over, if it even decides to not just go, okay, I'm breaking through, and it goes even higher because there's a lot more room for this thing to roll. So if you say like if it breaks, we actually move the Fibonacci level, and you can see where, oh, look at that, the 38.2 is pointing right to where the 61.8 is on that last, if we were to do the fibs from here. So yeah, so most likely the 61.8 or the 38.2 is the level where we're going to break. But if we hold the 38.2 at this point here at the 96 level, it will break down. If not, we're going to head all the way up to the 98, 99 level before we see any kind of breakdown. All right, dominance. I know. We got to get to the news stories. I just wanted to point out that the dominance is basically on the cusp of breaking out and heading, oh boy, all the way to, at the minimum, to the 65, 66 level. And to make matters worse, this Davil could take this all the way up to the 70 level. Destroying, absolutely just wiping out the altcoins priced in Bitcoin. Oh my God. Let's just see how this thing plays out. Okay. For the first news story for today, we have a hedge fund, right? That's like late to the party. Like, where have you been? They're looking for $50 million so that they can get into, basically, this I don't know how they titled this thing. First mover, Bitcoin's hit exchanges. What? It's already at exchanges. As Bloomberg touts crypto and DeFi hedge funds seeks $50 million. Okay, so this sentence is like, maybe they're talking about what's it called? Exchanges, the standard exchanges that they use, basically, like the Pinstripe Bandits use. Maybe that's what exchanges they're talking about, but I don't know. But the key thing is here, this hedge fund is looking to join in on the frivolity of DeFi's and farming coins such as yam, sushi, and your hot dog, and your bakery, and all your nonsense. With $50 million of people's money. Oh boy. Well, you know what? Honestly, if they do it right, they'll get at least. I mean, the problem is they're gonna drop the price, the value of those yields, right, heavily when they do come in, and they will make anywhere from 7 to 10% in the end, if they're careful and they do it right. So, which will make a lot of the investors dance in the streets. A lot of these investors, if they get 10% in a year, they're happy. All right, so also we're going to talk about NFTs. Like, remember, I could have swore I did an episode where I told everybody that NFTs were going to be the next big thing, and I didn't think I was going to be so right this fast. Wow! So somebody purchased this artwork here for $101,000. That's what they paid for this.
Really? Really?
Yes, really.
I know kids that could go into Minecraft and do that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's not laugh, because you know what? Maybe one day this artwork was going to be worth $2 million, right? Because honestly, these NFTs and this artwork, depending on how it is used and perceived in the future, because remember, right? People buy handbags, Gucci bags, right, for $10,000 or stuff like that. So, yeah, and it only costs like $50 to make. So, and it's all about a status symbol and showing off that, hey, I got the money to buy this stuff. And if this if this is displayed somewhere where digitally online, something where people could go and visit and show off their artwork, what they've collected, and is done properly, these NFTs will take off even more. And there's also coins that you could have purchased that have taken off. This didn't do so. This went up and came back down, right? But you know what? I don't know what this coin does and exactly, but it looks like it aggregates a bunch of NFTs. And so, if you're not familiar with NFTs, which coin, which particular artwork to find and buy, I think that you'll find some sort of cryptocurrency that maybe purchases a whole bunch of them and helps you navigate that scene and actually profit from that by purchasing a single token. This is one of them. I couldn't find any more, but I know that there was quite a few of them that took off because of the NFT craze that's now going on. Let's see here. The next big thing that I think that's going to happen, right? Because after the NFTs are die down, they're not ready yet to pop. I'm surprised they're popped just yet. But the next big thing that I think that's going to happen is the infrastructure coins, basically. Things that have real value, that build out the cryptocurrency universe. And you can't just buy any one of these, right? You're going to have to get the latest and greatest ones that are coming out because those ones will pop heavily, more than maybe Unibright, even though they're a solid product. But you have a lot to choose from here, and these are more of something that you could invest in a specific company than actually a token. It's not exactly a cryptocurrency, but you're getting a token that represents a company and its success. So these are the next big assets that I think will be the ones that you want to research and find which ones are going to be the best ideas, and one of them I think is the Parsik, which I have a small bag of. I don't have a whole lot, but I really think that the idea that behind a cryptocurrency, basically what they do is let you know what developers need to know about what's going on a blockchain. So you could hook into their APIs and be able to be notified when something happens, when somebody sells a particular coin, or if they move some cryptocurrency from one place to another, or some sort of transaction that you are interested in, you'll be able to find out. And I think that is definitely going to be used in many developments in the software in the cryptocurrency space. So I'm looking forward to their success. Of course, it's up to them to actually build this out and be successful at it. So that's my take on the infrastructure coins. All right, so I guess I think that's all for today. If you haven't subscribed to Pandora's wallet, please do so. You will be able to get 50% off. And on top of that, if you do so before the end of the month, you will be receiving 10% back in Davinci J15 tokens, which will allow you to gain access to my live streams and the question and answers periods, of course. Also, I'm going to be gifting dividends to all the owners of Davinci J15 tokens. So if you haven't gotten your tokens yet, you should buy at least a couple of them, right? Just to say you've got some, and actually maybe participate in the live streams going forward. So, or you could even buy just one, of course. Alrighty. Thank you all for if you're watching on the on my backup channel, and a link to my backup channel will be provided below. Thank you for watching, and if you missed it, if you missed this show on the backup channel, you wanted to see the live show, you could do so on my actual channel, which is also in the description. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And hey, you know what? For tomorrow, I want to see comments on what altcoin do you want me to talk about or do TA. Anyways, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget if on YouTube to comment on my YouTube videos, either the backup channel or my regular channel, and basically tell me which altcoins you want me to do TA on for tomorrow. All right, cheers.
Bye.